Hi.
Hey, how
I
are
said
you?
we gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
I am sitting here battling the cold, but I did not want to miss you again. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank
Of,
you.
of course, you know what I said. Did we met on Clubhouse, right?
It.
And then now you out here letting folks build this black mall. What's going on? I saw it online. I saw everybody reposting you, and I commented. I was so happy to see another black person thriving. I keep saying we're not canceling us in 2022, but more importantly, I want to keep providing space to highlight black creatives who are out there moving the needle.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, we did absolutely meet on Clubhouse. But side note, let me give you your flowers because we actually met before Clubhouse, but I had another platform. It was called Fits by Design, and it was during the time where your page got taken down. And
Uh-huh.
I used to talk to you from this little page, and you, when I tell you, I just couldn't believe that you were actually so responsive and would talk to me like in DMs and stuff. So I was really shocked. So I said, I want to tell him one day, like, you may not know, but that was me back then, a couple of years ago. And then I get to Clubhouse and you're there. And I just couldn't believe like how approachable you are, how real you are, how accessible you are to people. It still just blows my mind.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, that's an intentional thing because I feel like there were times when I needed to talk to people who I wanted to get tidbits or advice from, and everybody seems so uninterested to help or so unavailable. I'm like, why? I feel like God gives us all these blessings to pass on to other people, and I never want to get to a space. I mean, I am getting to a space where I'm so busy that it's harder to do it, but I don't want to get to a space where I'm so busy that I don't feel an obligation to do it.
Okay. So yeah, so yeah, we met there and I watched your interview on Drink Champs, which I loved your interview. And we're right on the same page in terms of the cancellation thing. And I actually had mentioned that in an interview that I had, and they said, well, do you get a lot of pushback because you'll get people to say, well, what if there was a white mall, or you're being
Wait,
racist?
so let me set you up properly. Okay,
Okay.
so I know you as a conundrum on all social media because that's just what I knew you as.
Yep.
And then so Alquincia, how do I say your last name?
Selolwane.
Selolwane. Okay, and where are you from?
I'm from Cali originally. I'm here in.
Nice. Okay, so now you're the C. What I found very interesting and I saw everybody posting was that you created the Black Virtual Mall. And I can't wait to get into the controversy behind that because anytime we want to claim our own and put our flag in it, it's some kind of crisis. But I think that what Black entrepreneurs are doing and why they're gravitating to the business is because we need something for us and by us. We need to start circulating our money in our own community. We need to start showing the power of our black dollar. And I think that you took the forward step to do that. And I wanted to be able to highlight that so people were familiar with what the virtual black mall is.
Okay, so the Black Virtual Mall is an immersive marketplace, and it's unlike anything that you see or we're used to. So it has a few key differentiators. One, the overall look of it. So we're now in this whole metaverse conversation and the future and everything. So when you go to it, it has a very metaverse feel to it, but it has the ease in which you don't really have to take on the avatars and all of that, but it has the feel of it. So then when you're there, it's still grounded in reality. So we're the first mall, black or anything otherwise virtual mall, to have an operating food court that can actually deliver food to you. And we have a movie theater which showcases information sort of content, entertainment content, and educational content for free. So you can go into the movie theater and watch something. You can grab your bite to eat, and then you can shop. And we have 4 different tiers of shopping. So there's the bookstore, music store, art store. So those are for just smaller, single focused businesses. We have our kiosk. That's for our art type brands and our new startups. Then, of course, we have our medium brands and we have our premium brands. So there's different floors and different levels of brand presence and awareness. And another thing that we do different is when you go to, say, Amazon, you half of the time don't even know who you bought from. You're just like, I got it from Amazon. Ours is different where you actually have a little graphic, a kiosk and a booth So all of your branding is there. You can have welcome pop-up video, so you can talk to people via video. And then you also are led directly to your website. So the final transactions take place on your website. So you still get to collect the data. We don't involve ourselves in any of your financial transactions. Your rent is flat and it's really simple. And we set up everything. We do. That's another thing that I pride myself on. When you join, you pay, we take care of everything for you.
So now when you say you get to buy food, is this virtual food or are you getting real food?
Real food. So you can actually go to the food court and, you know, I'm a simple girl. Everybody's blown away. Like, how do you get that? We just tap into the services you already use. So if you're using Grubhub or Uber Eats or Caviar or DoorDash, you click it and then that app just opens up and you order it just like you normally would.
So what made you come up with such an innovative idea? Why?
Well, I've been into I'm an app developer. So I have first generation app development company. And then I saw the virtual space moving forward and I knew that this was something we were going to have to take advantage of. So I had put on an expo earlier last year. And then when I saw what COVID did, you know, like during a pandemic, a lot of people will tell you 41% of Black owned businesses closed. That's true. But one thing that they don't talk about is out of those hundreds of billions of PPP and EIDL, Black owned businesses only got 2% of that funding. 83% went to white owned businesses. So what I saw was a need that, you know, COVID is not a change agent, it's an accelerant. So it just accelerated this virtual digital where we're already going. And as Black owned businesses, we're already behind just in business. So we're definitely behind in that digital divide. So me just being in that space, I said, how can I'm a solutionist. I'm not going to go to them people in bed. I'm not going to go to them people and complain. I'm going to create a solution. And so I said, how can I create an aggregate to put all of our businesses together, as many as possible, get us that attention and service us? And I said, it has to be Black first is where I have to pay attention to.
Now, in terms of tracking data, do you track, like, could a store track how many sales are done through the mall or what the performance of it looks like?
Yeah, so what we do is we do post a traffic report. And so we can track for you how many people visit your booth. And because we're open, we don't collect emails because we want to be open. We don't want to have any obstacles for people to, you know, get on. They just want to get on. They don't want to have to go through too much, you know, exchange. So we're open. We can track for you how many people visit you. We can track anywhere on your booth that they click. So if you have a sale banner or if you had an information banner, we can tell you how many people clicked onto that. Now, once they click, they go to your website. So you are recording all of your transactions from there, and we don't involve ourselves in any of your money or anything.
Now, I know you talked about owning the first generational app development company. Tell me more about that. And so, are you just immersed in the world of apps? Period.
Right. So I started myself. I created a concept for a brick and mortar store in 2014, but then I pivoted to an app in 2016 myself. And when I did that, you know, a lot of people were asking me to build an app for them, but I wasn't prepared at that time. So when I did start to focus on AKAnundrum as a brand, I built an app. So I have AKAnundrum, which is a business community. It's a free app on Apple and on Android. And you can get all kinds of information that are specific to Black-owned businesses. Like you can get, there's a listing for Black-owned venture capitalists that have a Black focus. Black-owned banks, credit unions, crowdfunding sources. There's even a business buddy matcher. So if you're interested in finding like another Black entrepreneur and bartering for skills, you know, you can, it's like Tinder for entrepreneurs. So I have that app and I created that for myself. So again, people were like, okay, sis, you out here just building apps left and right for you. We need some help. So then I created first generation app development company. And so now I actually do have that and I service people. So I'm in this virtual space, you know, so it was just really, and it's easy. It's a DIY app service. It's not anything, no coding required. So I'm all about getting us in this space. And I know we don't have time to learn all that stuff, you know, all the coding. So I try to make it as easy as possible and make sure that we can participate.
Well, I think it's amazing because it creates a pathway to get more Black people in tech. And I really feel like people don't understand that, like, where the real money is in tech. A lot of investment money is in tech. The metaverse, there's a lot of money going into what the future of the web looks like. And it's such a good time too, you know. And somebody was saying to me, I went to Dubai last week and I was talking to some folks in the crypto space. I said, I feel like I'm missing this train. And they said, well, when you think about the web and how the web started, you know, you had the AOL and the dial-ups, and then now you got Google. Like, the web is going to expand. So you're actually in the sweet spot because you get in at a time where it's developing even further and it's still not all the way out the gate. Let me ask you about the Black Virtual Convention Center. What is that and why did you create that?
Right. So that one, two of the things that kind of really keep us out is one, not understanding the technology, but the second real thing is price. So when I put on the Black Virtual Convention Center, and as you see when COVID hit, the business space for conferences and events, that's a $2.6 trillion industry per year. So when those events shut down, that messed with a lot of people's bags. So, you know, everyone was trying to put on these virtual events. So the expo that I put on, I did myself, I funded myself. That was $46,000 that I had to fork over. And it was amazing because you have scale. You can reach people. Even if you do an event in person, but you have it hybrid, if it closes, you don't have to worry about refunding. And again, you can reach all of these people and the cost is nothing. You know, you put on events, you've been to events, that food, the fun, the event, all of those things, insurance, it's a lot of money. So one of the things I noticed though is that price point. So when I did my event, the company has to build you out. You know what I mean? They have to do everything. So what I created is a template-based system where I have the convention center. You're able to book my convention center for 10 days. We put all of your branding assets in for you. We load in your speakers. You can actually have vendors that you can charge a vendor fee. So you have your virtual booths. If you want to have a concession stand, like how I deliver food, that's available to you. And now we also have a VIP island that looks like the metaverse. So you can take your VIP people put on the avatar. It's spatial audio, so you can hear, walk around. You can really rock up in there. You can dance. You know what I mean? So you can have a whole little shindig, and it's much easier. So it's 10 days, and it's 10. It will cost you to do everything that I'm giving about $42,000, and I'm giving it to you for 10. So I do that twice a month at the Black Virtual. So if you had your event, you can say, hey, you guys, it's going to be at the Black Virtual Convention Center. Everything is set up for you. You're in for 10 days and you can host your event.
That is amazing. It's so creative. So where do people find all of this information? Where do they find you?
Well, I try to make it easy for everybody. So of course you can go to center.com or the Black Virtual Mall, but you can always just go to AKAnundrum.com. And everything that I have is there. You know, everything, if you need to join, you want more information, those links are all there for you. So it'll be super, super simple for you to join. But yeah, so we're moving people monthly for the mall. And one of the things that I pride myself on is we do high visibility and exclusivity. So we're only allowing 500 people in the mall. We have about 1,600 applicants right now, but we don't overload markets either. So I love my people, but we got enough shea butter, baby. We don't need no more sea moss. I love y'all. We don't need no more sea moss.
Hey, don't hate on the sea moss community now.
We got, so you know, the 500.
But what I will say, and what I love about this is sea moss is great, but intangible products are great. But people really do need to pay attention to the metaverse because it is a thing that we all have the equal opportunity to get a stake in right now, you know. And I love the fact that what you created for us is spaces where it's COVID proof. Because even if you have COVID, if you get or if COVID is on the rise again, you can still have your event be successful in a space that is visible to a lot of people.
Right. And that's the thing. It's hard. So I know it gets very complicated. I'm just like you. Trust me, when they started all of the conversation about crypto and NFT, it was kind of like it moved so fast that we were like, wait, what is this? And so I try to make it where I want to be like the gateway drug. So I kind of get you in, I make it easy for you. I want you to see the benefits of it. And then you're like, okay, I'm getting a hang of it now. So if you want to go now to the next level, you know what I mean? So I give you that starter app. That's no coding. Then if you get the hang of that and it's working for you, if you decide you want to do a coded app, you know what I mean? Something that's more expensive, you can do it. So I try to make sure that the startup cost is super simple. The barriers of entry are not there, you know, and I want to make sure that we're represented in our diversity. So when I say like, we already have, say, 25 CMOS, I just can't throw 200 in there. So
Yeah.
when we load up on a category, I have to say we have enough, you know, we need some more people in as well. And we are taking service businesses as well. So if you have a service, like if you're a web designer, you can service anyone nationwide. So we take web designers, lawyers, attorney, real estate, anything like that. So we take service as well.
That's amazing. Well, listen, everybody needs to go check out the Black Virtual Mall and the Black Virtual Convention Center. I need to figure out how to get in that mall because actually we have a merch line launching in the summer. So maybe we could do like a pop-up shop.
Listen, we did pop-up shops for the holiday, but we have Killer Mike in there. We have Slutty Vegan. We have Courtney. We have Super Scent. So those are like, you know, our premium brands. And so they're getting a lot of traffic. So it's really nothing for us to put you on the premium floor, Jason. Just say less. You know what I mean? By the time you get off of here tonight, you're going to look up and be like, what? Wait a minute. They moved my whole store up there. So, and what I did too for us is I made it cost effective. So the bookstore floor is $50 a month. The kiosk is $100 a month. The stores are $150. Premium is $200 a month. So I made it where it's, you know, it's not one of those things that's going to break your pocket. It's going to make sense for you. And it's getting a lot of attention by being the first, you know, Black, where it's only Black owned. And so you're right. I did get that little pushback like you talked about earlier.
What did they say?
Well, what if we do a white-owned mall, or this seems racist, or, you know, so I've had, you know, what if we did this? So I tell them two things. There's nothing you can do about it. It is biased. It is 100%. You know what I mean? But you don't ever go after people. If this was a woman-owned business mall, they would have no words for me, right?
But the response could have simply been, you already have. It's called everything else.
Well, they know that. You know that, and they try to trigger you. So I tell them too, and I tell us, we got to get to the point of understanding you can't cancel me when I don't have a subscription. You're not even my target customer. You're not even shopping with me. What you're doing is just trying to irritate me. You know what I'm saying? Get me off my center emotionally. Like, you are not invested in my business. So I don't even pay them anymore. I just move forward. Because literally, like you, they can't cancel you. You own your platform.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Yo, I said that's why I said on Drink Champs, it's such a level of freedom when you own your own stuff. You can literally bypass all of the conversations that really have no bearing over what your experience is, you know?
That part is so freeing. And it takes us a minute, I think, because we're kind of trained to go after, you know, make sure you're doing everything right in business. You don't, you know what I mean? We're so afraid of that. But I love this newfound, like, listen, honey, I'm done with that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do my thing. And if you got a problem with it, you'll be over it. They just like talk for a minute, right? And then it's like they go on about their business and they're over it. So I'm very dedicated to our community. I have been for years. I've been on here giving business advice and stuff like that for years. So people know where my heart is. They know, you know, what my intentions are. So I'm just very, very honored to be able to even bring this to the community, you know. And I see this for other people's community. Make you a Spanish mall. Make you, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not hating on anyone. I'll teach you how to do it. And matter of fact, I just partnered with a company to, in fact, do that. So if you decide you ever want to build out a virtual HollyWood Unlocked, where you have courses and you have a store and people can actually walk around, I got you.
Well, I heard you. You might get that phone call. Thank you. Listen, make sure you follow Conundrum everywhere, because Alquincia is out here giving Black folks power. Ownership is power. And go check out the Black Virtual Mall and the Black Virtual Convention Center, because I feel like, again, now those are virtual buildings, virtual spaces that we own. And I think that's the greatest part about the metaverse too, because the discrimination you may get pulling up to go get something in real life is just, it doesn't exist in the metaverse.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, but thank you. Let's stay connected, and hopefully I'll see you around again on Clubhouse.
I know. I haven't been on there forever. And like I tell people, the space is virtual, but the rent is real. So at the end of the You know, this is another thing we have to, I'm a virtual commercial property developer. If you want a university, I can build that for you. And if you house that out, you can actually collect rent. You know what I mean? So we got to start thinking a little bit more ahead of that. In real estate, they like to say doors, right? I technically have 500 doors, but I didn't have the startup costs that they have in real life. So just, you know, let your wheels spin, Jason. I'm one DM away. When you see it, I think you're gonna come back and be like, okay. So
yeah. No, listen. I fuck around and open me a mall too, because there could be more than one malls, you know.
I can only accommodate 500 people. I need more of people like you to do this because I can't put everybody in my mall. So I
Well,
need
let's stay connected and understand this more. And the more I understand, like I said, I just went to Dubai and learned a lot about crypto and NFT, and now I'm back and now I got all of these things happening. So, you know, it's all about proximity to it, and the closer you get to opportunity, the more you should take advantage of it. And I'm gonna learn more. But it's good connecting with you, and I hope that I actually meet you in person.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to. And so I know it's overwhelming. And that's one of the things I would recommend. If anyone's going to do something like this, make it easy for your customer. So if Jason says, sis, I want to do this, I want to come back to him and say, it's done. Not, okay, Jason, go learn this. Jason, go do this. You see what I'm saying? Just come back
Yes.
and it's done. So if you're in that space, do that. That's how I service white glove. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's connect soon in person.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye.